Hello, I'm Victoria Rosa Sturley from Rock Up Webinars, and welcome again to this interview series with business owners who are making very good use of webinars. And today we have with us Tamara Baranova. Hello, Tamara.
Hi, everyone.
Tamara, so glad you're here because you're a digital marketing specialist. So could you tell us a bit more about your company, what it is you do?
Oh, thanks for having me. It would be great to share my experience with everyone. So I'm a digital marketing strategist. I run tamarabaranova.com and Virtual Marketing Academy. And as part of Virtual Academy, I do free webinars every 2 weeks covering a range of digital marketing topics. The purpose of this is to educate small business owners and entrepreneurs who run an online business how to do digital marketing DIY the right way, so they don't waste time on strategies that don't work, that are not right for them, and also waste money on tools that are not right for them or using them inefficiently. So that's my story with webinars.
Yeah, so you're making use of them every week, as you were telling me before. And, I think it's great because we do tend to waste a lot of money if we don't know what we're doing.
And yeah, there's so much choice out there with what tools you can use, what systems you can choose, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed and confused. That's why in my webinars I try to teach the strategy of how you can do email marketing or social media or SEO, and also share the best tools that you can use and how you will go about using those tools.
So how did you get started in the digital marketing space?
I started my business back in 2007 as a technical virtual assistant. Prior to that, I worked in the City of London in a corporate sector where I learned about business, marketing, IT, project management, and how you can bring it all together to really make business more efficient and make it more profitable. And also I've got a degree in computer science, so probably that's why I've got this love for technology and different IT systems. So when I started my business, I really wanted to combine the two, the business and making it more efficient and profitable, and the right IT systems that any small business owner can use. Around the time is when WordPress was just starting to become popular, and social media, everyone was like, oh, how can we use Twitter and Facebook to really market our businesses? So it was the right time to kind of get involved with it, and I quickly built a business around supporting entrepreneurs with digital marketing, with IT, with website design, web maintenance, and that's what we've been specializing all along.
Great. So you have a great background, first of all, because I know lots of people who are a bit averse to technology, but you've got a computer science background and you've done this as a VA, which I think like VAs kind of like bear the brunt of us not being that tech savvy in general, business owners. So.
Yeah, so over the years I had a chance to use pretty much all of the popular systems out there and in different contexts with different businesses. So now I can share this experience with everyone else and help them shortcut the path to success.
And what about webinars? When did you start doing those?
I ran webinars, I think it was 2011, 2012, before I had children. They were monthly back then, and I used to use GoToMeeting. Then had children, took a kind of a break for a while with webinars and marketing as much. We worked also on a couple of large contracts for several years, so we didn't need to do as much marketing as most of our work came from those several clients who were tightly linked to us. So in December 2014, I decided to relaunch VMA because I saw in Facebook groups and in LinkedIn groups that there was still this need for marketing education, and other members kept asking kind of similar questions again and again. So I wanted to provide answers through free webinars that I could run. So I decided to do them every 2 weeks because then I also have time to actually promote them and plan them and set up them. But in the meantime, focus on other business activities and different types of marketing. So that's how we've been going.
Yeah, and I like that, you know, a bi-weekly kind of frequency, so that, as you say, we sometimes like overcommit in marketing, and then we're not able to deliver the business and the marketing schedule that we've set up. So good.
Yeah, I
And
still do quite a lot of work one-to-one with clients as a marketing strategist, helping them with membership sites, with like Facebook ads. I can't completely commit to just teaching one-to-many. I need to have time to actually work with my select group of premium clients.
so the webinars that you do are mostly for content delivery, or are they marketing as well?
Well, they're on for 1 hour. Most of it is me teaching. So I start always with a strategy related to the topic, and then we do some hands-on training on particular tools or systems. And then at the end, I always mention Virtual Marketing Academy and how viewers can join and sign up. The main benefit is if you sign up for a free webinar, at the moment you get 48 hours replay. But if you become a member, then you've got unlimited replays plus additional resources and downloads, masterclasses, Facebook groups, which you don't get if you just sign up for the free live version.
Ah, okay. So you offer them free, but if you sign up through the membership, then you get all these extra bonuses and unlimited replays.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very clever kind of packaging. I like it. Great. And what difference have you seen for your business that webinars have brought about?
I was able, obviously, to grow my email list a lot. I was able to connect with a lot of clients. Some of them started working with us as private clients. Some of them provided referrals to other business owners. And also it helps me keep this kind of hand on the pulse of what's happening, what questions get asked, what topics are more popular than others. Some topics I think, oh, everyone is like keep asking about it. They need to know about it. But then people are not as excited to learn about it. Because I think with some topics like SEO, there's this perception barrier that, oh, it's so difficult, so complicated, I can't possibly do it by myself. So entrepreneurs, they don't want to sign up to this type of webinar. But if you're talking about something more creative, exciting, like how to design your ebook, how to design social media images with Canva and PicMonkey, then everyone wants to sign up and learn more about it, because lots of people think, oh yeah, I can do the design. If I know how to do Canva, then I can design my own bits and bobs.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You know, I think it's giving people what they want rather than what they need necessarily. Because sometimes, yeah, there's this like huge barrier towards tackling what it is that you need to like move your business forward, but you can still help them without going towards like the most direct route. So in terms of lists, do you mind sharing with us like a bit of like numbers in terms of how webinars have grown your list, if you have them?
I've grown my list twice since December. So we were at about 900 in December. Now it's roughly 1900.
Oh,
Most of
wow.
it is from webinars. So up until now, this was my kind of main freebie that I was promoting. On my website, it's just sign up to receive marketing insights and updates, blog posts, kind of this type of subscription. So the webinars was the main freebie offer that I've been promoting. Now going forward, I'll be doing less webinar promotion using Facebook ads, but more specific free offers that will then go into specific funnels like Facebook ads checklist, website maintenance guide, SEO guide, Pinterest ebook. That was the last promotion I had. And then obviously everyone, then once they're on my list, I'll get invited to free webinars as they happen.
Okay, so basically using the webinars has allowed you to like really launch your business. Because I mean, from going from a couple of hundred to over 1,500, that's like a huge leap in about 5 months. That's quite impressive. Yeah. And now you're going towards a strategy that includes webinars, but you're promoting freebies that are more text-based. Would that be right?
Well, with those freebies, it's a longer term campaign. So if you're familiar with Facebook ads, then obviously when you set up campaign, you spend a few days to just testing and working out what's going to really work for this particular offer in this particular market. And with webinars, because the promotional windows are so short, effectively you're ending up spending all your promotional windows just testing. And by the time you get almost to the webinar, like, yay, I've nailed my campaign. I know what ad's going to work and what with the picture is going to work and what kind of copy is going to really work for this particular type of webinar, because obviously each topic is different in my case. And then you have the webinar, and that's it. You have to start again from scratch for the next one. Well, if you have like a Facebook ads checklist, then obviously I'm not limited how long I can promote it, so I can spend time on testing and optimizing it, and then the rest of the time it will be just running as an optimized campaign and growing the list.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's just a pure thing around like optimizing your Facebook ad so it gets, the most exposure, most signups, most conversions. And the webinars are a bit trickier because of the time constraints.
Yeah. So you don't want to promote a webinar for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Timely events, and do it for 3-4 days in advance. But this time is basically spent in just testing the campaign for this particular webinar, as the type of people, the type of language and copy images for MailChimp training will be different to, say, Canva training.
Yeah, they do vary depending on the content, don't they?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, and you mentioned that it helped you grow your list, and then also that it's brought on some one-on-one clients and also some referrals. So have you seen like a knock-on effect in terms of what your business looks like now since you started doing webinars?
Well, definitely. I know we've grown in cash size as well, quite significantly. Some of our current clients, they signed up for webinars when I first started them back in December, January. So if one of the viewers are starting webinars and they think, oh, no one's buying from me yet, sometimes it takes time for people to actually get to know your business and get to the stage when they're ready to invest with you. So for me, it's a long-term campaign. When I started this back in December, I've committed that I'm going to do these webinars for at least a year, every 2 weeks, and that's what the MA membership is all about. After that, I'll review what I'm going to do next year. So yeah, got clients. Like I said, before we had those contracts that were long-term. One of them was for 4.5 years. One was three, just over 3 years. So when it came to December time, I was kind of really relaunching the business after those contracts into different type of work. I would say it's been about 8 times growth in cash sales.
Wow, 8 times. That is pretty impressive. Yes. Yeah. And the main thing being the commitment to webinars every 2 weeks. Great. So what do you think?
Marketing.
What? And
All
marketing,
day.
yeah. Everything. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
Well, webinars is obviously the delivery of the marketing, but to promote the webinar on social media and Facebook ads, all this promotional aspect to it as well. It's important for the overall success.
Yes, so it's all like a package, end to end, of which like webinars is a part. Great. So what do you think makes webinars work well for your particular business?
Well, many of my clients, they struggle with similar issues with digital marketing, that one, they don't know exactly how to use the tools that will be applicable to their business. When they go around on different blog posts, then you can get some advice here and some advice there, but it's not always coherent, and it's not always packaged in a simple way for them to understand. And secondly, when you start then looking at different tools, you've got so much choice. Like even with email marketing, you've got Weber and MailChimp and ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, and sometimes it's difficult to understand without spending a lot of time on testing different systems to work out what's going to work best for your particular business. And obviously my ideal clients don't want to spend time on testing and making those mistakes and then having to switch systems. So for them, webinars give them a strategy of how they can do a particular type of digital marketing, and also an overview of what tools are out there, what's the difference between them, so they can then make a judgment what's going to be best for their business. And typically I'm also going to do some sort of training during the webinar on how you'll get started, what you can do with a particular tool. So again, it gives them a more practical implementation of, so I've got the strategy, I've chosen what I'm going to use, and this is how I'm going to get started with MailChimp or something else.
So you're delivering like effectively training. You've got it so structured as a kind of like training course.
Yeah, so for each webinar, I prepare my plan, teaching plan. A couple of years ago, I thought of becoming a secondary school teacher here in the UK. But as I was training in school, I realized I really like teaching. I don't really like teaching teenagers who are not motivated to get taught. Because you can teach as much as you want, but if people are not interested in learning, there's not much you can do about it. So teaching entrepreneurs who are motivated and committed to learn, this works best for me.
I completely agree with that.
I'm not making anyone to sit in a classroom for 2 hours with me.
Yes, they're there because they really want to learn that stuff. Right. It makes such a difference. Yeah. So what would you say, is your top tip for people doing webinars?
Don't look at the webinar in isolation, like, oh, I'm going to do webinars and suddenly I'll have this massive success in my business. It takes work and it takes commitment. So you need to have a strategy of how you'll promote your webinar in order to reach most people. So will you use social media? Will you use Facebook ads? Will you use affiliates who will be promoting your webinar and driving traffic to you? Will you post in Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups? So you need to really have a strategy of what you're going to do. Otherwise, you'll just have this webinar, but no one will show up.
So yes, I think like the whole end-to-end piece, especially how you're going to get people to sign up and, well, follow up with them, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say to people who are putting off doing webinars?
Well, think to yourself, why are you putting it off? Are you scared of technology? Then you can invest in someone who can show you how to do it, train you, like hands-on, one-to-one. Are you scared of actually showing up in front of people and talking to them? Then I would say you can start with something like being a guest on someone else's webinar. As when you are co-hosting your webinar with someone, it takes some pressure off you. You can have this conversation with the other speaker. So it's not just you trying to engage the whole audience all the time, but it's part you, part someone else. And just give it a go. It's not as scary. There are people obviously watching, but it's not like being in the room in front of a big audience in front of you. You can always pretend it's just you and your computer and you are recording something like for a membership site video.
Yes.
It like this.
It doesn't have to be scary. I agree with that. And there is something like you are in, wherever you usually do your work. So it can be a bit less daunting than people make it out to be. Great. Thank you. And I know you also had a free resource that you wanted to share. which, if I got that right, is a checklist on which email marketing system is right for your business. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. Again, a question I see all the time online is, oh, should I go with MailChimp? Should I go with a Weber or GetResponse? What's the difference? What's better? So I've created this simple checklist that shows you different features of all the most popular systems, so you can go through it and see what will work better for your particular business. Alongside the checklist, there was a whole video training in the webinar, which is part of Virtual Marketing Academy, where I talked in a lot more detail about different systems. Part of that webinar is available for free on my YouTube channel, where I talk specifically about MailChimp, which is a very popular system with small business owners who are just starting out online. So you can watch the video to learn more about MailChimp, look at the checklist. It should give you some answers where you can get started.
That's great. So it gives you a bit of a guide, and it also links to a bunch of other resources that you have. Great. Well, thanks a lot, Tamara. And yes, thanks everyone for watching. You will be getting the link to Tamara's free resource. And I look forward to seeing you at the next interview. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you had fun.